Greetings, lovely people. Thank you for choosing. Hello, yeah. Greetings, lovely people. Thank you for choosing Mother Africa channel. There are so many platforms out there, but you always come on board to just appreciate what I've been doing. There is this a particular video that one of our brother in Ghana is called Cyrus, and his channel name is Tuntum Network. And in fact, this our brother is doing a marvelous work for Africa and Ghana as a whole. And he has a letter to Macron, the president of France. And this letter, I and you need to do all our possible best for it to reach this Mr. President. And the message is simple. For the past record and this current record, all that we are saying is we don't want history to repeat itself. So please kindly share this message. If you are first here, subscribe to the channel. Let's enjoy the video.
To President Macron of France, 7 years ago, when you embarrassed the former president of Burkina Faso in his own home country in Ouagadougou and got the ignorant applause of the university students about electricity problems in their country, you never thought this day will ever come. Folks, I want to show you what hypocrisy actually means in real life before I commence with my letter. Watch this.
You speak to me as if France was still a colonial power, but I do not want to take care of electricity problems in the universities of Burkina Faso. That's his job. That's the job of the president. So on the other hand, I reassure you. Oh, what's this? He's going away. Stay there. Maybe he's off to repair the air conditioning.
President Macron lied, got the ignorant applause of the students, and made the poor president of Burkina Faso at that time walk shamelessly away. But I will begin my letter with a well-known Ghanaian proverb, which goes like this. Ladies and gentlemen, it translates like this, and I quote, "When you want to speak with God, you speak into the air." End of quote. Ladies and gentlemen, the man this letter is meant for isn't a god, but a mortal human being born of a woman. He is the president of France, and this letter is to you, President Emmanuel Macron. Mr. President, my name is Cyrus from Ghana. It is with a tremendous level of courage I write you this letter. I know you are one of the most influential leaders in Europe and a very powerful figure in global politics. And I also have some level of understanding of your relevance and control in all the Francophone states in Africa until recently. Rumors has it that you are behind the succession of all the elected Francophone presidents currently in Africa. So, you are without a doubt a man capable of doing many things, both good and evil, from where you sit. Your army is one of the finest in the world. I'll give you that, whether on the ground or on the sea or in the air. But you see, Mr. President, for the first time, I know you are going after the wrong person in Burkina Faso. And I know the outcome of this attempt will hurt you more than you ever considered in the long term. Since the early 17th century, when your people first arrived in Africa, your people and your government took the advantage of modern technology at the time to outsmart our forefathers and took as many resources as you wanted. You planted the gold, the diamond, silver, copper, timber, and even took the people to work as slaves in France, all for free. This is how you built Paris. This was the backbone of France's development, Africa's blood and resources. Without these African countries, France would have been like any regular country in Eastern Europe at best right now. These African countries are the reasons you have more than 2,400 tons of gold in your national reserve today. It's enough, Mr. President. It's time you consider looking for an alternative source of raw materials to sustain France. Burkina Faso and the rest of the Sahel region will not be a part of your plans for France's future. In fact, they will drop the CFA franc as their currency soon. They have already started printing new passports for the Sahel group of countries, which is different from the ECOWAS passport. So obviously, the next big move by Burkina Faso and the rest of the Sahel region will be dropping the CFA currency, which should indicate to you that they don't want to be associated with France and with you. They are a sovereign country like you. I mean, think about this. Would America ever allow for Britain to print their dollars in any time in history for any reason?
No.
Would Australia allow for Britain to print their currency even today? No serious country will permit it. That's why you have to know that this time Burkina Faso is serious. This time Niger and Mali aren't playing around, Mr. President. You have done this to them since you gave them their political independence, but kept back the economic independence. They have at this point come to the realization that continuing with you will only keep them impoverished and underdeveloped. Now the whole of Africa is watching, and we are not watching through your legacy media lenses like before. This time we have alternatives, and information is out there for anyone looking. There is no need for France to be present in any African country again unless it's for a mutually beneficial and respectful business purposes or for vacationing only. And if that isn't enough for you, then the people of Africa will have to do whatever it takes to protect their leader and their resources. And lest I forget, if you weren't masterminding all these wars and coups and tribal tensions in these African countries in the first place, the situations of these French-speaking African countries would have been totally different. Mr. President, I need to ask you these questions before I conclude. Many people around the world describe you, Mr. President, as a warmonger. Is that true? Some say you are the reason behind why Libya is falling and in rubble today.
Perfect.
They say you plotted the removal of Gaddafi with the support of NATO because Gaddafi has so much oil and gas and wasn't yielding to your commands and was rather pushing for Pan-African agenda, and so you had to remove him. Is there any merit to this, Mr. President? Others say your country supported the Hutu-led government that carried out the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi minority in Rwanda. Is that true, Mr. President? The Ivorians say you removed Gbagbo and installed Ouattara. You removed Sankara and installed Compaoré in Burkina Faso. On and on you go about creating wars and destabilizing countries around the world. They say you dress in fine suit, appearing as though you come in peace, but in reality chaos and hell follows you. Is that case true, Mr. President? Is there any merit to this? I wonder the type of dreams you have at night, Mr. President. Do you still have dreams of an Africa in chains, marching on barefoot under your command? Is that the kind of dreams you still have? Do you still dream of an Africa whose drinking cup is placed at your feet, begging for a fill? Or do you see nightmares in your dream, like an Africa who has dumped your currency, dumped their allegiance to France, dumped your education system, and set out on a new path? I genuinely wonder what you see in your dreams at night, Mr. President, because you seem to be more concerned about African matters than your own country. Mr. Macron, you have to find a way to explain to the corporations that gives you commands on what to do with Africa, because the times have changed. This new crop of African people is different from the previous. They love their country, and that no amount of media propaganda can change their minds. All those jihadist and militant attacks on villages to arouse the anger of the local people in Burkina Faso against Captain Traore will not work. We know your usual tactics of using one from within to take him out. We know it, and it will fall. Check this out, Mr. President. In less than 3 years, without your presence in Burkina Faso, a gold mine and a refinery company is running. Tomato farms and processing plants are activated. Flour production from local wheat farms are in operation. And construction of roads are underway by the state. Electric car manufacturing is already selling, and a new cement and fabric processing companies are operational. This is a testament to the fact that they don't need you. The people of the Sahel region can do well without you. Your presence in these countries over the years has been all about taking, and taking more. No roads, no factories, no healthcare infrastructure. All you do is take all you want to replenish France. Without them, France is nothing. This is how President Macron lied, ladies and gentlemen, about the electricity crisis in Burkina Faso 7 years ago. Even though the Burkina-based state electricity company called Sonabel was the company directly in charge of generating and distributing electricity in the country, France, through a mixture of direct investment and infrastructure development, financial aid, and corporate involvement, particularly through French energy companies, were the ones who actually controlled how much capacity is produced in the country. This is why you find the former president of Burkina Faso walk away from Macron. Propaganda is what these guys have used to control the world until now. But Mr. President, from 2025 onwards, Africa will never be the same. And so go and tell your paymasters and their establishments that the fool is wise. This is the era of Africa. This era is when Africa arises, and nothing can deny it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, and continue to share this video until it finds its way into the hands of the President of France. If you haven't subscribed to this channel and you're a first timer here, I encourage you to do so to support us to grow.
Yes, brothers, this letter, it carries the weight that every normal human being, if you are out of your senses or maybe ignorantly you don't know what you are doing, this letter will draw your attention for you to identify yourself as a normal human being. So try all your best. Let this letter reach out to Emmanuel Macron, France president. Please, if you are an African or wherever you are and you are interested in herbal remedy, being it asthma, diabetes, hepatitis B, stroke, whatever, just contact me on +233 54 330 4976. Pure organic herbal remedy, infertility, manpower, weak ejaculation. It's time that we Africans too, we need to promote our own. The orthodox drugs and others. In fact, it's a topic on another day. I wish you find this video very much educative, a successful one that you share with family and friends, and this letter get to Emmanuel Macron. And there is another one for President Donald Trump. So after this video, do well and search for that video and watch that one too. See you next on my next video.